congratulate VCU and wish them luck tomorrow night. Obviously, this time of the year, everybody's trying to fight and battle to get to the NCAA tournament. In my mind, both the teams that are playing tomorrow night belong in the tournament. Two outstanding teams. As for this afternoon, we weren't ready at the start. That falls on me. When they started hitting those threes, we should have made some adjustments early. We made some adjustments. We started to do a better job on that. Very proud of how hard our guys battled to get back into the game. They deserve a lot of credit. These guys have been great to coach all year. I hope we have more games left because it's really been a lot of fun and really reinvigorating for me to have an opportunity to work with these guys. It's really been an honor.
If you got questions for Coach Hewitt or Mike or John, just raise your hand. We'll bring the mic around.
For both Paul and Mike, I mean, I know you just said you just weren't ready early on, but how do you what happens when you get into that sort of vortex where they're just raining threes and all that, and then how do you climb out of it as you guys just about did there?
Well, our guys climbed out because they play extremely hard and they're very committed. Obviously when Burgess made a couple, I thought Ryan was close enough on him, but he just had it going. So we started running a little bit of a double team, or even just a appearance of a double team, and got him to get off the ball a little more. Andre Cornelius also did a great job of using the middle of the floor to really attack because they stretch out so much. They deny the pass to an ankle, deny the pass to the wing. So started running a little flat ball screen in the middle of the floor, and that kind of tempered their aggressiveness, and we started to get shots inside. We came into the game with the idea of trying to play through Mike. That was the whole key today, was trying to get the ball inside to him. And they scrambled us with their pressure. Instead of trying to hit the wing and throw it aside, we just started running some flat ball screens, and that loosened it up. And again, I give our guys credit. We feel like if we don't have live ball turnovers, we're a great defensive team. It's tough to defend a live ball turnover, which really kills your field goal percentage defense and just can really hurt you giving up those easy baskets. But again, as far as getting back into the game, give the credit to these guys. They just battled. And they had to a 6-point game and a couple of threes that maybe would have cut it to one possession, but it wasn't to be.
Mike, can you talk about the team's mentality after you've gotten within 16 at the half, which was, I guess, workable, the belief that something was possible in the second half?
One thing I credit my team with is no matter how much we were down, we just kept fighting. We always knew we just chip away. And the young guys, the older guys, we all fought. We all believed that at no point in the game we felt we couldn't come back. So give everybody credit on that. We stuck together all the way to the end.
Coach, what were you saying at halftime? Obviously, we know where the deficit was, the first media timeout, and then coming into the halftime, starting into that run, setting into the second half. What was your talk like with everybody?
Just a couple of things we felt like we need to adjust defensively. And, I wasn't pleased, obviously. I was somewhat upset at the end just to say, hey, let's continue to battle. I thought there were some things that, from an aggression standpoint, that we weren't doing, and we started doing them. Offensive boards, we got 16 offensive rebounds. And really attacking the middle of the floor because, again, they extend so much.
Coach, in the second half, you came out with a look that we hadn't really seen all season, how Andre Cornelius really handling the ball. What prompted that change for you?
Well, we actually started about the 10-minute mark of the first half, and that's when we got back in the game because we just wanted to put some quickness on the ball and really get into the paint. And that, again, that tempered their aggressiveness a little bit.
Jonathan, can you talk about your ability to be effective in the second half, particularly, and help the team with Ryan having trouble and obviously Eric not playing?
I just have to give credit to the team, just having faith in me and pushing me to playing my best. Coaches and everybody just pushing me to just having confidence in me. That gave me confidence.
Was this for you the point where a game where you felt the most confident that you could make an impact?
This game and last game, everybody had confidence in me, coaches and everybody, and it just worked out. But we didn't get the W like we wanted to. But
Mike, just after how this entire game unfolded, and I know how much this weekend meant to you, just how drained are you, and just how exhausted and disappointed are you at this point?
I'm very tired. You know, everybody should be. We had to fight back from so far behind. We all had to play so hard. You know, so we're tired, but we wanted to win. We didn't. But I'm still very proud of my teammates. You know, and the whole team, everybody. You know, we fought back, never quit. So I don't know, just disappointed with the loss, but you know, when you fall that far behind, the best you can do is fight back that far. Fell just short.
Over here.
Coach, it was 2 straight games that Pearson's kind of having a hard time getting into the game, at least offensively. What do you think the cause for that?
Combination of things. We didn't execute well in some of the sets. We're trying to get him the ball, and some of it falls on Ryan as well. But you also part of that equation is also VCU. They did a great job defensively, as did Georgia State, doubling them every time we caught the ball.
Anything else for these guys? One more.
Paul, it was your first experience here in the CAA tournament. You're used to the action of the ACC tournament. How would you compare and contrast the two? And did you anticipate having to play a true road game here in the second round of the tournament?
I thought the atmosphere was great. I've been involved in the Big East tournament, the MAC tournament, the ACC. This was as good as anything I've been around. Both bands going. I mean, for a minute there before the game started, I kind of sat back and just took it all in. It was a great atmosphere. And I've been saying all that. People keep asking me that question. I keep telling them, I said, listen, Tom Yeager and his staff, they do a great job in this league. They do a great job in this league. I mean, it's not only this tournament, but we went up to Drexel, ODU, I mean, all over the league, down at Wilmington. Very impressed with how the games are run and how the students are into it. I mean, it's college basketball. It's great college basketball. And I told you before the game, I had some friends in the coaching profession came down. They hadn't been. They were like, "Wow, this is big time." Guys have been around Division I basketball for a lot of years, and they just said, "This is big time." I was like, I don't want to say I'm surprised, but I am pleasantly surprised. It was great. It was great. I wish we were here tomorrow night. We're not. And again, I think both the teams that are playing tomorrow night definitely belong in the NCAA tournament. I can't wait to hear when both those guys get in. All the people say they don't belong, and just look forward to seeing them advancing through the tournament.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.